Hello. So my phone had died. So I'm coming back to do the part two. I'm just gonna pick up where I left off with her health assessment. I'm going to go ahead and begin palpating the trachea. I'm also going to put part one and part two on up under the links so that you can distinguish which one was first and second. So now I'm going to palpate her trachea, making sure that her trachea is midline. All right, so her trachea is midline. I'm going to next listen to her lymph nodes. So I'm going to palpate bilaterally her pre-auricular, her post-auricular, her occipital, and then I'm going to move to her jugular-gastric. All right, and then I'm going to move to her supraclavicular. All right, and then I'm going to move to her submandibular and submental. This is the submandibular right here. This is the submental. And then I'm going to look at her superficial cervical. And then I'm going to palpate her posterior cervical. All right. Can you tell me if you felt any tenderness or pain when I was palpating your lymph nodes?
No.
Okay, so she did not feel any tenderness or pain. The lymph nodes was non-palpable, so that is good. Now I'm going to palpate her carotid artery and also auscultate her carotid artery. Sorry, listening for any bruits. So I'm going to palpate one side first. Yep, and her pulse is right there and strong. Yep, and her pulse is strong on that one. So next I'm going to grab my stethoscope and I'm going to auscultate her carotid artery, listening for any bruits with the bell. Alright, so what I want you to do, I'm going to listen to each side. I'm going to get you to take a deep breath in, out, and then hold your breath. Alright? Okay, in, out, hold. Alright. In, out, hold. Alright, so I did not hear any bruit when I was listening to her carotid artery. So next what I'm going to do is look at her chest for the symmetry, and I'm also going to palpate her chest and make sure there's no tenderness, no lumps, masses, or anything of that sort. You see, I'm just going to look under her shirt. I'm not going to get her to take her clothes off. Let's see. So the color of her chest is, there's no pallor, there's no cyanosis. Her color is consistent with her genetic background. I'm going to go ahead and palpate and make sure that there is no tenderness or masses. Let me know if you feel any pain or tenderness when I'm palpating. Did you feel any pain or tenderness?
No.
Okay, so she did not feel any pain or tenderness when I was palpating. I know that if I was in a hospital setting, then she would have to remove her clothing, just so that I can get a good look at what I'm looking at. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at her tactile firmitis of her anterior. I'm going to get her to stand up at the end when she's doing all of the heel to toe and the Romberg test, so that we can condense it and also that it can flow better. So now I'm going to do the tactile firmitis. All right, so just deep breaths for me. Okay, so listening to her breath sounds, I did hear some bronchivesicular right around the middle of those, and then I heard some vesicular breath sounds along the outside her peripheral, and I heard some bronchi breath sounds right up here when I first started. So next, I am going to go ahead and also auscultate and listen to her aortic, her pulmonic, her Erb's point, her tricuspid, her mitral, and listen to her apical pulse. All right, so I'm going to listen to her aortic. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to listen to Erb's point. Okay. So now I'm going to listen to her tricuspid, her tricuspid. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and listen to her apical pulse for 1 minute, and go ahead and test the strength of that. Okay, so her pulse was strong. The strength was 2 plus, and it was very bounded when I was listening to it. Um, um, I did hear the S1 and S2, and there was no abnormal breath sounds when I was listening or abnormal pulses. So now I'm going to feel for her radial and her brachial pulse. All right, so first I'm going to go ahead and feel for her radial pulse. Okay, so I do feel it right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and feel for her brachial pulse. The strength of her radial was 2 plus. To lift your shirt up a little bit. All right, and so I located her brachial pulse. The strength is strong. It's a 2 plus. All right. And so next what I'm going to do is get her to do the RAM test while she's sitting, so that I don't have to keep her from getting up and sitting down. So what I want you to do for this test, I want you to put your hands on your thighs, and I want you to flip them over as quick and as fast as you can, just like that. Okay. All right. Okay, so when she was doing that, that test was great. She was quick, rhythmatic pace, and they were equal. So now what I'm going to do is do the finger to nose test. So what I want you to do is you're going to put your finger on your nose, right? And whenever I move my finger, just move it and touch it. But you have to touch your nose and then finger, nose, then finger, okay? So as I'm moving, once I stop moving, touch it.
Okay.
All right. Okay, back to the nose. All right, back to your nose. All right. Go ahead. Okay. So she did the finger to nose test, and that was successful. She did that with ease. So now I'm going to get her to do the finger to finger test. So what I want you to do is just touch each of your fingers, just like that. Yep, and just keep going. And then do that with the other hand.